Hi, I'm Chris Roberts. Ever since I saw Star Wars as a wide-eyed 8-year-old, I dreamt of being a hotshot pilot saving the galaxy or a lovable rogue making my way across the cosmos. It inspired me to make Wing Commander and has influenced everything I've done since then. 10 years ago, after 20 years of making games, I was burned out, so I took a break, but I never stopped playing games nor loving them. And now, I'm ready to come back, and I'd like to show you something I've been working on. But I don't want to build any old game. I want to build a universe. I want to build a game I always wanted to build, but I didn't have the tools to do until now. One that you can fly off a carrier fighting a heroic war on the front lines, but also one that you can muster out and find your own fortune in the stars wherever your spaceship takes you. I want to be able to share this experience with my friends and fight against real opponents in space, not just AI. And I want this to be as good or better than any other game out there. And I want to actively push the boundaries of what you can do in a game. None of this would have been even possible 2 years ago. But with Moore's Law driving PC performance and cost and the gaming community embracing talented developers via crowdfunding, I believe it is possible today. I've never been accused of having a small vision. And so I thought it was best if I share my ambition with you visually. I'm pretty excited by how it's joined out. So why don't you come join me for a sneak peek? is a lot of unexpected or dynamic behavior happens by it. And then, for instance, if we're flying around in a dogfight, one of our thrusters gets damaged, it will affect our maneuverability. And it's not a matter of changing a script or data, it's actually all dynamically simulated in the system.
Hey everybody, welcome to Wingman's Hangar episode 54.
So what would telepaths talk about? Huh.
Forum feedback. All right, there you go. It is time for forum feedback. A little different episode this week. We had so many really good videos, so we wanted to concentrate on getting those out to you guys, and we clipped a little bit of the other questions just to have the videos ready for you.
Hey, I was just out partying with some friends of mine, and it got me wondering. There's been some discussion about food and drink in Star Citizen, and I was wondering, will food and drink affect our characters? For instance, if we drink too much, will we get really drunk?
You have to earn it.
Awesome.
Well done, Ben. Well done. Oh, and now, speaking of that, Ben, it's time for this week's most valuable post.
Hey everyone, welcome to MVP, Most Valuable Post. I'm Community Manager Ben Lesnick, and I'm here to tell you what the best post at the RSI forums was this week. This time around, we have our first ever double MVP. We recently gave the award to Phelan, and he is getting it again for his fantastic web magazine, Pulse, which he's put together with a team of Star Citizen backers. We're going to give every one of them MVP. And it's just great. It's like Jump Point, but a fanzine. It has information about the game, answers users' questions. It's a great way to get into the game. That they're really helping us show this thing off, and we really appreciate it. And that's not all. I have a second MVP. We want to give a very special award to Groundhound, who is a chat roll user, I suppose now an XMPP chat user, who has just been amazingly helpful with everybody who comes into the chat. And people come in and like, I don't know what Star Citizen is. How do you get involved in this? And he's there to help with everybody's questions. He's incredible, and we really appreciate the time and effort and care he puts into helping build this community. So Groundhound, you are also MVP. Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks, Ben. And now it's time for Chris Roberts in 10 for the chairman.
Hello everyone, this is 10 for the chairman. For those of you who haven't seen this show yet, this is where I take 10 questions from the subscribers and answer them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and answer the first question from Amra Khan. And Amra Khan asks, with the new YouTube copyright issued with companies redacting videos or claiming them as their own, will you allow videos of Star Citizen? So the simple answer is yes. I mean, we're actually quite excited when everyone's sharing videos of Star Citizen. It was really cool to watch everyone show off their hangar and how the different ships looked and kind of the fun and shenanigans they got up to. So we're sort of in favor of you guys sharing gameplay, hangar videos, whatever it would be as far as that. So we'll be trying our best to not tell YouTube to block the content. Okay, next question is from Professor. Who asked, will the insurance premium go up the more you lose your ship? So that's a pretty good question. We haven't fully balanced that sort of stuff yet. We've had discussions about, obviously, if someone's constantly losing their ship or doing dumb things like ramming into other people, then there should be a penalty because that would happen in the real world. And you don't want to encourage bad behavior. You just don't want to punish someone for being unlucky and having to get attacked by, whether it's NPCs or players, it's still you've lost your ship, right? So we still have to balance that, but I would say that the general idea is if there is sort of like a sniff of something like insurance fraud or sort of bad behavior, then maybe the insurance premium would go up to sort of dissuade you from like doing things like using your ship as a ramming, as a weapon in dogfighting. But not fully decided. That will be a balance thing that we'll tune as we go along.
All right, very final last question here is from exotic.tofu, who asks, I see when the plan will be to have things added and updated over time. Does this include graphic updates as well? Yes, I mean, yes, obviously. So, the long-term plan is Star Citizen is never going to really stop being developed. It's never going to stop having content added to it. It's never going to stop having functionality added to it. So the way I look at it is, I mean, even just now, everyone having the hangar last year, we're going to have the dogfight, in the near future here, and that's sort of even like the early versions of adding the functionality and content. But so, kind of like our sort of projected path is, okay, we'll do the dogfight, the base dogfight, which is you'll be able to fly around in sort of single-seater fighter style stuff. And then we'll have another update that will bring in the multi-crewed ships, the bigger ships. And then we'll probably have some kind of update that will involve some first-person combat stuff. And then we'll have some update that will involve bringing all that together. And then some update involving the planet side. And so it's just sort of building the game over the time. And we won't change that philosophy even after the game is finished. Like, you can go around the full persistent universe with the initial set of planets, because we'll be adding new content and new functionality, and we'll also be continually sort of R&Ding new stuff. So, ultimately, long term, I'd love to be able to have a way to go, like essentially seamlessly down onto the planets, maybe have some more procedural generation, have a way to sort of build out stuff, and that's all stuff that we're actually doing R&D on now, not for the initial release, but just to get it sort of a process, evaluate what the issues are, and we're allowed to do that because you guys have been so generous in backing us that we have funds to sort of do some long-term research and development stuff. And the goal is that, we aren't going to stand free. Just the same way, like if you look at the Hornet now and you look at the Hornet when I did my original presentation in the tech demo, it's the Hornet's got much more detail because we're always constantly refining and updating stuff, and that will not stop once we're live. The goal is to make this the most sort of lived-in, immersive, detailed universe possible, and obviously we're not going to get it all for the first time the persistent universe is active for everyone, and so that'll just take time afterwards. And some of the features that even we've gotten on some of the stretch goals or some of the content won't drop right at the very beginning because it's just taking a lot of time to do all this stuff, but it will always go in. So hopefully you'll feel things are always moving forward and there's new stuff coming in, and especially as we sort of are scaling the team, which we're still doing, that'll all sort of snowball. So this year you're definitely going to see a lot more stuff than you saw last year, and I think that after that it'll be even more so. So hopefully that answered your question. Thank you all for listening. I hope you found the 10 for the Chairman interesting this week and enjoyed looking at my little miniatures and hearing about Richthofen. And again, thank you to SnugX for the book on the Blonde Knight of Germany. And thank you to all subscribers out there for helping us improve and be able to afford a higher level of sort of community feedback and content. And I will see you next week. Thank you very much.
Wow, man. It's always good to see Chris is coming in and answer fans' questions right away.
Absolutely.
Directly. So, everybody, Dan Tracy, you guys might remember him from, where were we at? The Salt Lake Barbecue.
Salt Lake, dude. Yeah.
That was
Meat
good
sweats.
barbecue. We had
Still
the meat.
feeling it.
Well, we'll get you, now that you're here in Austin visiting this week, we'll get you down to, there's a nice barbecue place right around the corner that competes
Absolutely.
with that, so we'll check that out before you go.
Awesome. That
So,
sounds great.
speaking of that, you're now based in the LA office, and
Yep.
you're working directly under Chris. And
Absolutely.
you guys are mainly doing the dog fighting right now, but what are you here in Austin doing this week?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's think back.
I actually thought of that myself. So what are you here doing?
It's actually doing some training with Mannequin. What Mannequin is all about is the engine side of things, where it's actually controlling the actual character. So it's like basically your marionette on the string, kind of what Mannequin's all about. So it's actually driving all the animation that Brian Brewer's and his team's actually been putting together, and how we're putting that all in game right now. So what I'm actually doing is also helping out all the tie-ins from sound, from
Right.
design, for them to also get up to snuff with Mannequin as well, because Mannequin doesn't drive just the characters. It's actually driving also all of our vehicles, all of our weapon animations as well, like the spin up of the Gatling gun that you guys are seeing with the weapon mount. All that is all tied into Mannequin. So all that goes through that whole pipeline of what the engine needs to read in order to see, you know, hey, what animations am I calling now at this particular time during the animation? What sounds do I play? What kind of scripting events all happens with that? And it's just a huge, huge spider web. So of course, like, I needed to come out here and help you guys out with that, because a lot of guys got like bits and pieces of it. So I just wanted to clear up any sort of issues that we're having with the engine. And so as we roll this stuff out, we're getting the weapon mount fixed up with everything that we need and ship it off to you guys so that you guys can actually play with it in the firing range.
Poof. Well, wow, the beauty of editing. So Dan had to leave, as we know, and Mike's here, and we wanted to talk a little bit, Mike, about the summit next week.
Yep.
You've got a big task ahead, or a big chore. What's up?
Well, besides everybody flying into town, I'm also going to be doing some videos, especially for the thing, some inside CIG segments and everything about the process of coming to decisions and deciding the process of the game.
Right, so you'll be releasing a few of those over the week, so we can bring people into what's going on with the game and with the people that are making the game, and you'll be updating us as we go next week.
Yeah, we're gonna have some intimate interviews with Chris and
all
probably
right.
you and a couple other people. Just kind
Got to
of
get Aaron in there too. Yeah.
Absolutely, it'd be lovely to have Aaron
Right.
on camera. So we're looking forward to that.
Sweet. So usually we don't get to see you on this side of the camera, but it's always fun to sneak you over. I mean, without this guy, there obviously isn't this show here. So I want to thank Chris for his 10 for the chairman, as ever. Those things are riveting. And thank you very much, subscribers and pledgers. Without you guys, there is no us, and we couldn't bring this show to you, and we couldn't give you updates, and there'd be no Star Citizen. Where are we going to see him? In the verse.
Hi, I'm Sandy Gardner, coming to you from the YouTube space in Los Angeles, California. And right now, 24 teams begin a journey to become part of video gaming history by designing the next great starship.
My name is Mark Skelton. I'm an art director here at Cloud Imperium, and I've been here since January 2013. As art director here at Cloud Imperium, my role is to clarify Chris Roberts' vision and to help him realize the world of Star Citizen.
My name is Chris Olivia, and I'm Chief Visual Officer, and I've been with Cloud Imperium since January 2013. My role is to help oversee big picture look and feel of all the art in Star Citizen. This starts with working with various concept artists to flesh out the complete universe, the end goal being that quality and consistency is carried out through the completed game asset. In working with Chris Roberts, my goal is to help realize his aesthetic vision for the game, so he and I will work together and collaborate to provide feedback and direction on all art, make sure everything ultimately meets that vision.
I'm Chris Smith. I'm the lead vehicle artist at Cloud Imperium. I started in January 2013. Modeling is an important process for our ship creation pipeline. Taking a concept from a drawing to a finished game asset is a very exacting process. I personally enjoy making a game asset as real as possible. I use a lot of real-world references and mix them up with sci-fi elements to create a real good feel for the player, sort of immersive but yet futuristic.
My name is Sean Patrick Tracy. I'm a CryEngine evangelist for Crytek, and I've been working with Star Citizen and Chris Roberts since the very inception of the game about 3 years ago. My design philosophy when working with the CryEngine is to get the asset in engine as soon as possible. You can work with it within DCC tools, but when you're working with a visionary like Chris Roberts, he needs to see exactly what his players are going to see, as he has a very specific vision, and if he can deliver this vision with the CryEngine, then that makes me that much more happy.
And here we are with the judges who have different expertise in the creation of the next great starship. And all of these judges are very pivotal in the creation of the world of Star Citizen.
Hi, I'm Salvador Dracal. I live in Mar del Plata, Argentina, and I'm concept artist for Team Ares.
Hello, my name is Tyler Newton, and I'm the 3D artist for the team. I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
Hi, my name is David Johnson. I'm from Des Moines, Iowa, and I fill the role of game integration. My responsibilities were the animation, implementation, and setup of our model in the Cry SDK.
My name is Vladimir and I'm True Team Captain and Video Editor. I live in the Greater Montreal area.
Hello everybody, I'm Alexander Kravchenko from Rostov-on-Don, Russian Federation, and I'm lead designer of the True Team.
Hi all, I'm Dmitry, a freelance web designer and artist. I live and work in Minsk.
Team True, what did you guys think? Sean?
Yeah, I'm a little torn on this one because the first glance I looked at it, I wasn't really a huge fan, but the longer the video goes on, the more you see of it. So there's this one part where the video's panning across and the weapon's rotating, and you've got a lot of mechanisms inside, and actually I think that looks really cool. But then, again, it gets to the back of the weapon, and it looks a little bit strange because it's just a normal map, it's all indented and things like this, but none of the actual geometry is following those shapes or anything like that. So the effects are fantastic in the engine. That's pretty hard to achieve in the amount of time that they had.
Feels like a handheld vacuum a little bit to me for some strange reason. I don't know why. Like maybe because it feels like it has a handle on the top, and just like the way that they laid in the normal maps feel a little weird to me.
Hi, I'm Sean Weixelman. On the internet, I go by Fuzzy Modem. I'm an independent filmmaker and visual effects artist, and I live in Fox, Alaska. This is Fox. There's the liquor store, bar, and the brewery, and that's downtown Fox. I think it's safe to say I'm the only Starship designer in town. For the first part of the contest, the challenge to design a weapon, I really latched on to the description as a particle accelerator and the alien technology.
I have to say wow on that one. I know nothing, but what do you guys think?
Liquor store, bar, and brewery. That's his town.
They get liquored up in that town.
My name is Paul, and my team for the next Great Starship competition is called Talon Corporation. The reason for that is it's my surname, so I thought I'd go with that because it sounds pretty cool. It's only going to be me on the team.
One I really liked. I like the details. I like the shell opening up. I like the animation. So I'm a big, like for me, like on the weapons that we're going to do in our game, and in general, I just want to see like really cool deployment animations, and I want to see cool firing animations because I think that's half the fun of stuff. And so I thought that was really well thought out and interesting here, and it didn't feel like all the other weapons we did. So I like that. I mean, obviously there's a knock that it's not in the engine. So, is that
the presentation, but it's.
And the presentation, but the modeling and the animation, especially on the third one, I thought was really good.
Let's roll the next one.
All right.
Greetings, fellow citizens. My name is Owen Batchelor Jr. I'm currently a 3D artist working out of New York City on mobile games. As soon as I heard about Star Citizen, I immediately started modeling out my own ship because I was determined to mod it into the game.
So that's a good deploy animation.
So sick. The design is great. I love the weight of it. I love the deployment animations. I love the geometry looks
shooting.
super clean.
Sure.
The materials are nice, very nice, and just the weight of the gun itself looks just like it would just rip through a ship. Great.
So we're going to do this again. We're going to see 8 teams. You're going to vote on 5. 5 are going to go through, and 3 are going to go into the wild card race. Are you ready?
Yep.
Ready.
You're in the mood for judging.
Let's do this.
All right, let's do this. Let's roll the first video.
Hello, I'm Alexander Lord Kipanidze and I live in Georgia. I do modeling, I do texturing, I take pretty pictures and try to make them a reality.
A good time was great. My name is Andrei, obviously enough. I am also from Russia, from Vladimir, to be precise, a small city not far from Moscow. I'm a technical artist and my specialization, both generally with this particular team, is to animate and integrate. I get a model and I make it brief.
Hello, my name is Alexey Pyatov. I'm from Irkutsk. I deal primarily in concept art, and I normally specialize in sci-fi and game production. I will be doing concept work and visualization.
All right, Mark.
I like that design a lot. This is one of my favorite from the competition. It's a great silhouette. I love the gas canisters that are just kind of stuck in the side. I love how the front kind of animates and turns, and then when it stops, I like how it kind of opens up a little bit. That feels really cool to me. Feels almost like a swordfish. You know, it has that kind of long, like piercing nose on it. I think it's weighted really well, and I think the textures and how they implement it are really nice.
You can see the modeling, the detail in the modeling, the texturing, pretty much all phases with the possible exception of in-engine implementation. Yeah, that's some of the best work we've seen. That works as good as anything that we would probably outsource to be in the game. So.
I mean, that's a great example of like doing really, really good concept and following it very, very closely. So.
I mean, I love the textures and modeling too. It's a great gun.
Let's roll the next one.
Greetings, my name is Benjamin Turner. I live in Mesa, Arizona. So being the only member on Team Belafonte, all of the roles that are needed for the competition kind of fell in my lap. So this is my entry for the competition in engine. Let's fire up the particle system and animation so you can see it in motion. It's a little bit less outstanding without any sound effects. I'm sure it'd be a lot cooler with that pew 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 pew.
Awesome.
Okay, well,
He gets
in
point.
engine.
Yeah, absolutely, and definitely one of my favorite in the competition. It's a unique design. Yeah, it looks very utilitarian, but I guess it would be anyways. And the in-engine implementation looks fantastic. I love the counter rotation of the barrels and the variation of material across it. It's really well done.
Hello, my name is Niklas. I'm 22 years old. I live in Hamburg and I work as a 3D artist in the game industry.
Hi, my name is Malte Riesenberger. I'm 28 years old and I came from Berlin to Hamburg because of my 3D job, and I work in the games industry for about 6 years.
That's Absolutely phenomenal, that particular design. I think the presentation and engine is fantastic. I mean, the material variation along it, the way they shot it, I mean, they're tiny critiques like, okay, you know, don't have such a deep depth of field, you're going to get halos on your objects and things like this, and they have a little bit of that, but I mean, all in all, I think this is absolutely one of the best ones.
There was a cool gun on the front and there was something on the back that didn't fit with it, and also didn't seem to have as much time and attention spent to it, which, yeah.
Front versus back for you two. Chris, what did you think?
Well, yeah, I think that it is very different, and I found myself just, oh wow, the front is cool, and then just this big blobby thing in the back. And I think if they took some of the elements and the shapes from the back and sort of like used them in the front and vice versa, you know, maybe opened it up a bit and had some of the straight structure towards the back to sort of cohesify everything.
I mean, maybe their idea was the back's the Jean, the front's the
right.
human.
That's what I'm thinking. You know, they kind of went alien, very alien in the back, and then very human-made in the front. Yeah, and I agree they should probably mix it up a little bit more. I mean, the front barrel design is one of my favorite of all the guns. I mean, the material looks great, that sort of glossy white paint job. The detail's great, and the logos. But yeah, the back kind of falls apart.
For me, because it was so big, those hexes were so big, and they just kind of slapped it on there, it made the back part feel like a different scale than like the front part. You know what I mean? And that blew it for me too.
But an overall feeling?
It's a good gun. Yeah. It just needs some work in the back.
Their in-engine work is one of the best too. So
yeah, no, definitely I think it's good. Yeah, it's good.
And it's
really good work.
It's impressive that Brendan Fraser's doing this stuff now. So.
Yeah, it is.
I'm E. Fanlix, also known as EP. I'm with Team Try. I'm from Boise, Idaho, and it's my job to come up with the initial designs that are going to make up our concepts overall.
Greetings, citizens. My name is Vice. I come from Dubrovnik, Croatia, and I am Team Try's 3D modeler.
Hi everyone. My name is Griffin. I'm from Olathe, Kansas, and I am the CryEngine specialist and animator for Team Try.
Olivia, as our Chief Visual Officer at Cloud Imperium Games, let's let you kick this one off.
I thought it was a nice design. I thought the concept was pretty good. They could have done a little bit more with the materials, but I think overall it was pretty solid.
Safe.
Safe, yeah, somewhat safe. Not taking a lot of chances, but
Mark,
kind of cool.
You concur then?
Yeah, it's solid, and the textures are good. They have the talent to push themselves harder. And I think, honestly, if they would have just gone out of their safe zone a little bit and took some chances, I think this good gun could have been an amazing gun.
I thought it had nice detail. The animation was good. Impressive that they put it on a Hornet and was flying around and shooting stuff.
That's great.
I do agree the materials could do some work, and the lighting could have done some work in that scene. I mean, they were probably hurt by the lighting. So I think they're a really talented team. So you know, using the internet to work across geographic boundaries, Croatia and a couple of places in America. But yeah, I think they're interesting. I like the design because it definitely, you know, had the weapon feel. Didn't feel exactly like everything else, but it sort of felt familiar, but also felt like it was slightly different to me. There was some of the details on the weapon at the end and at the front, the way they handled sort of the muzzle area and the back, sort of. It was kind of visually interesting to me.
I thought it actually integrated well with the ship.
Yeah, it did.
And it looked like one of the weapons, I mean, style or general style-wise that we already have. So yeah, it was definitely very solid in that way. A little bit more love on the texture and color maybe, but everything else was great.
Yeah, so something really cool about it was when he was demonstrating the gun, there was this purple background, and all of that was actually an engine. And he even did all the sort of flash stuff right in engine, so that's really, it takes some know-how to do that, and that's pretty impressive. I think I know exactly what he's going for, which is having that alien shell of a weapon with a human interior stuck into it, basically, because it shows it off really nicely when it's up on the Hornet sideways, right? Because you've got this hole where you see the actual weapon firing through, but it really looks like it's some sort of alien cowling around a human weapon. So yeah, I really like this one.
Yeah, it does integrate well with the ship. You know, I'll give them that. It was just like maybe a little bit of silhouette breakup would have been cool.
It sounds like a team with talent that you guys could work with, basically.
I think pretty much everyone that has stuff has talent, and some of our critiques are based on we have a different view of how the things should look in the world than, say, person, but we haven't had a chance to even work with them. So a lot of times in this, direction makes a big difference anyway. So I think we've got, it's amazing the amount of talent. Last episode, this episode, the next one, it's, it was hard getting down to 24, so it's going to be hard getting to 16.
Yeah.
Okay, judges, you know what time it is. It's voting time. So you know how it works. Send me your top 5. I'm going to tally them up. The top 5 go through.
Okay, send it to you.
That was fast. Speedy.
I know what I like.
All right, guys, well, the results are in, and it seems to me that you're all on the same wavelength.
All right.
Because we've got 4 teams who have 5 votes each. And those teams are Troika, Team Belafonte, Vision Cut, and Try. And I'm sorry to say that Sakura Moon and To the Stars and Beyond got 0 votes.
Making the starship, spaceship, designing it, modeling it, texturing it, getting an engine. Really looking forward to everyone here working with the talented people that we already have in our competition.
Give it up to the teams. Go on. Give
We'll
it up to the teams.
Great job.
Great.